everybody, welcome back to the whole scene. We are going to have one of the highlights of the SME Assembly, which is the competition, the Youth Essay Competition, A Vision for the Future. We are going to hear from the three finalists, three young Europeans who are going to present their entries to the Commission's competition. And you are going to vote for the one you think is the best. I hope that also you guys online will vote, because I think that these three young finalists deserve to be heard and deserve to be supported. Important note for all of you here, we really want you to understand precisely on the topics and the presentation of our finalists. So if you need the interpretation, there are headsets on the chairs, so just feel free and use them. Since 2016, this competition is organized by DG Grow. It is for 15 to 25 years olds, and it's here for them to share the ideas and visions with the key figures and stakeholders in the spheres of enterprise promotion, entrepreneurship, and SMEs. The objective of the competition is easy. It's to raise the profile of entrepreneurship as an attractive choice of a career amongst young Europeans, and also to raise awareness of the support that the European Commission provides to entrepreneurs. In a moment, we are going to hear from those three young finalists sitting here in the first line. I hope they're ready, because I think their presentations really worth to be heard. After that, we're going to vote, as I said, for the best out of them. Please, let me now try to do a small test if everything is working. You are going to see a QR code on the screen. Yes, please. Take your mobile phones, your devices, and to scan the QR code, you should see a list of rooms there. Please select Hall C. Are you there? Am I too fast? So, are you seeing the whole C there? Then you should see a poll on your phone screen with possible 3 answers. Yes. So, which one? Celery? No way. But that would be my choice, actually, especially now in the morning. So, I think that for now, we can say that the voting works well, that the test went okay. Okay? Are we through? Great. Well, now it's time to present the important part, which is our jury. Please let me introduce the members of this year's edition, which the first is Zuzana Karp, Deputy Executive Director, Clean Tech for Europe. Hello, Zuzana. Good morning.
Hi.
Hello. The second one is Lenka Menazova, member of the board, Navigate Corporation. Good morning, Lenka. And finally, the chair of the jury, Igor Kalinic, head of sector in the European Innovation Council and SMEs Executive Agency. Oh, Kristina Dymová, the very, very important person, because she is the winner of the previous year's competition. Hello, Kristina. It's actually your second time on the assembly. And now the chair of the jury comes, Igor Kalinic, head of sector in the European Innovation Council and SMEs Executive Agency. Igor, as a chair of the jury, can you tell me a bit more about the subject of the essays of this year?
Yes, of course, this year we focused on a theme that is very dear to all of us, because you all know that European economies are heavily based on fossil fuels. So we asked, how can young future entrepreneurs contribute to a more sustainable economy?
And what was the quality of the essays?
It was actually very, very good, and we got some very challenging and dreaming ideas about future. So the jury had a very tough exercise. It was very difficult to choose the three finalists.
Wow. Truly, I don't really envy you this role, not at all. Well, content-wise, were there themes that were particularly pertinent in this year's essays?
Yes, and as I was just saying, there were some very dreaming ones. And for example, I remember this one essay that was mentioning about getting hydrogen directly from the sun, and so building skyrockets to go and capture the hydrogen, clean hydrogen from our sun, from our star.
That's a pure science fiction.
Yeah.
It seems to me.
Very futuristic.
It would be great if it really works. It would save a lot. Well, truly, I have been a few times in a jury, and it was a true horror for me because it is really so responsible and so difficult to choose the finalists. How did you choose them? What was the most important for you?
Well, we looked at mainly two factors. One is really the idea per se, that actually it's feasible in the near future. And the other component was that it was really focused on young entrepreneurs of the future. So these were the two main elements that every jury member really took mostly in consideration.
And what was your role there as a chair?
I was actually only moderating the discussion, which was actually very nice because I can say that all four of us saw the essays in a very similar way. So my role was quite easy to moderate. There was no much tension in the jury.
Seriously? Wow, I'm looking forward to know the results already. Could you tell us a bit more about how do you actually calculate the votes?
Yes, actually, our role is only 50%. Actually, the other 50% will come from the audience and online voting. So your role is also very important.
That's what we said. Please don't hesitate, don't be shy. We really want to have the perspective also from the online audience and the present audience.
Get your phones ready.
Thank you, Igor, for the nice talk we had. You can have a seat.
Thank you very much.
So, Igor, the chair of our jury. Then we have Christina here, who I almost forgot, which would be unforgettable. Christina, can you tell me how has what would you recommend to the finalists? Because you've been here just a year ago. Do you have anything what they should focus to?
I'm pretty sure they're really anxious right now, and just before entering the stage, I told them not to worry about anything, because this is the place where you can showcase your ideas, your most courageous ones, so you must be excited for it, but not anxious. So go ahead and be as authentic as possible and showcase your idea for the future, because you are the future. And if the stakeholders do not listen to the future, then who are they supposed to listen to, right?
So you've heard the words of the future for yours upcoming minutes. And who is actually now the first finalist? I hope that you're eager to meet as much as I am. So the first finalist is Victoria Vash. Victoria is 20 years old and comes from Hungary. She is currently reading Business Administration and Management at Széchenyi István University in Győr. And she is passionate about the English language as well as the culture of Anglophone countries. Victoria, floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, in the next few minutes, I would like to present to you my essay that I submitted for this year's Youth Essay Competition. So I would like to start with a question to think about in your daily life. When you listen to the radio or read the newspaper, browse the internet, how long is it before you hear about this environmental crisis that our planet is currently facing? I think we have entered into this period characterized by constant insecurity, and we are being fed with the news nonstop. And I think it makes people feel disappointed and less likely to become an active part of the solution. And we often feel as if we are alone in this, which is quite a strange paradox in a world of approximately 8 billion people. So here's another question. What is Europe's way out? First of all, Europe's energy supply is still largely based on fossil fuels, and about 90% of its oil and over 60% of its gas needs are imports. And this dependence, in some ways, has been a key enabler of one of the most atrocious wars of the 21st century, the Russia-Ukrainian war, which is happening as we speak. And in a situation, Europe mainly opted for sanctions and cutting trade relations, which has not been quite a success due to the dependency on pipeline infrastructure and because of the lack of alternative fuel sources. But in my opinion, we should not think of a Europe powered by green energy as a far-fetched dream any longer, because our continent is full of possibilities. And just to mention a few examples, Lithuania is, for example, a leading biofuel producer, or Italy is a leading country in solar power generation. So my point is that each European country has its own mainly unexploited potentials. So the aim should be bringing all these individual resources into a large unity where social equality and a greener future can be achieved under democratic circumstances. And what us young entrepreneurs, young people can do is accelerate this transformation by being more open towards other potential commercial partners, and by being willing to break some old conventional norms, relations that we established way back in time. Second of all, I also think that it's high time we rebuild Europe's energy infrastructure and maximized energy production while minimizing the losses. And one of the most predominant innovations would be the introduction of large-scale recycling and secondary materials market. Let's take wind farms as an example. To put it very simply, to build a wind farm, you need copper. The problem is, for every ton of copper mined, more than a ton of carbon dioxide is emitted into the atmosphere. At the same time, large quantities of materials that could be reused systematically become waste. Under the city of Norrköping, Sweden, it is estimated that there are approximately 500 tons of copper in old, unused cables. And it's also reasonable to assume that there are similar quantities available under urban land in Europe. And even if only half of those were available for use, that would be enough to build so many wind farms that could power nearly all homes in Europe. And thirdly, it's also important to remember that consumers are just as important parts of a sustainable economy. So naturally, they should be supported as well. And just to mention one initiative, some elements of which are being implemented in the EU as well, consumers are guaranteed that products marked with the Energy Star label deliver cost-saving energy efficiency solutions, protecting the climate, improving air quality, as well as protecting public health. And according to reports, in 2020 alone, Energy Star and its partners helped consumers save about $42 billion in energy costs and about 500 kilowatt hours of electricity. So I think that is exactly the kind of support that we need more of in the future. So as you may see from my analysis, what we need to create in the 21st century is cooperation in all aspects to establish a full cycle. I think that governments, businesses, and households, organizations all need to put their individual resources into this large basket that symbolizes our future and the future of many more generations. As Helen Keller, a 20th century political activist, said, "Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much." Thank you.
Victoria Vash. Thank you for your presentation, Victoria. And we have Lenka here who would like to ask you a question.
Yeah, Victoria, thank you very much for your very interesting presentation and inspiring essay. And I would like to ask you about your personal vision for your future and our future as well.
Well, I have a positive outlook on our future, but like I said, I think we do need change. And I think that this change starts at giving up all these old, maybe individualist traditions that we often have. And we have to start trusting others. And I think that is true for me as well. We have to believe that if we do our best to save the planet, then others will join us too. Businesses have to believe that it's worth implementing green policies because then other businesses will join them too. And of course, governments have to believe that it's worth coming together as a unity because then together they can provide this collective framework for a better and a greener future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Victoria, thank you as well. So you can take your seat, and we'll have here a second finalist. Just, to sweep in front of your own door is always the most difficult thing. So I wish for all of us that once we will start, we will continue to the very good ends as Victoria is hopefully seeing in our future. The second finalist is a man, Cosmin Alen Botoroga. He has studied in 4 different countries, Romania, Great Britain, Norway, and Turkey. He has completed 2 master degrees, and he is currently a PhD student. He started his own NGO and founded his own green startup at age of 18. And this year he was awarded the grand prize for the Young People Develop Romania. Please clap for Cosmin.
Life, prosperity, vitality, fertility, and happiness. These are the things that cross my mind every time I see or think about green. Good morning, Prague, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we are going to have an incursion into the world of sustainability. There are 8 billion of us, as you might heard frequently in the news in the last 2 weeks. And due to that, I think we have a moral duty to our community, to our nations, and to the European Union. Still, we have a moral commitment to the future of European Union. As you know, the European Union at the moment is facing an energetic crisis, a crisis which affects all of us, especially startups and SMEs. A hard fact is that 68.4% of the energy used in the European Union is made up from coal, natural gas, and other sources which aren't environmentally friendly. Without financial help from the European Union and from the national governments, startups are very difficult to adapt to the current situation of the world. And therefore, one of my advices for European Union and the national governments is to support young startups and especially SMEs because they are the base of the European economy. When renewable energy successfully replace conventional sources of energy. Therefore, significantly environmental, economical, and social benefits exist in the society. The harm caused by the war reliance on oil, natural gas, and coal is extensively documented. While the move away from the fossil fuels is already underway, I think it must be accelerated. But can we change it right now, as we are talking here? Can we change it today, or tomorrow, or in a year, or in 2 years? It's even more difficult for us to say it, because we need to think on the long term. As a startup owner, I understand this situation very well, and I fully emphasize with all of you. Sadly, startups fail in about 90% of the cases. As a young startup generation, we believe that the best way to address the environmental issue is to take it up on ourselves and to ground it up. The European Union is more than a union. I consider it to be a big family. This is the reason why the help of the European Union and the national governments is mandatory to support green startups initiatives through tax deduction, special laws, and specific incentives to boost their products and services. Green business owners have a lot of creative problem-solving skills. They take the initiative, they are proactive, and they don't accept refuses, and they don't believe in boundaries. And due to that, I consider them the engine of the economy in Europe. The world, as we know, has changed from a society where the businesses were focused on the profit to a society where the businesses are focused more on the environment. Therefore, we need to help these startups, this business, to grow and develop services and products which are eco-friendly. Another important aspect is the following one. We compare the businesses based on earnings, based on profit, based on returns, and so forth. But I think this practice must be updated, and we must compare the businesses through the lens of the environmental protection, because the environmental protection is the most important thing. It's not important the profit, the return, if that businesses harm the environment. We, as a young generation, we choose to protect the weakest part which was neglected in the last century. And I am talking here about the environment. The environment is the most important asset to us, and therefore, we must conserve it. And, you know, I was thinking these days that I don't want to change the world. Yes, you hear me. I don't want to change the world, because the most important thing when we are thinking about the world is the people. And if we want to really change the world, then let's try to educate the people. Because today's people, you in this room, maybe you have children, grandchildren, then let's educate them, because they will be the CEOs for the next companies. And today's startups will be in 10 to 15 or 20 years the biggest companies in the world. Therefore, if we are educating them right now in an environmentally and eco-friendly manner, they will protect the environment, which is crucial for us. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to invite to make an exercise with me. And for that, I want all of you, but all of you, even the photographer, to close your eyes. For a second, please close your eyes, all of you, and please don't cheat. We are not at school or university here. Close your eyes, and I want to envision the following statement. When I look into the future, all I can see is green. Thank you, Prague.
Cosman, it was impressive, I have to say. Although you are saying that you don't want to change the world, you are on the way to change the world. We have Susanna here to ask you a question.
Gasmin, thank you so much for your presentation and also for the lovely essay. It was very nice to read, very interesting. And I was curious to hear from you how you see the role of mentorship in, let's say, enhancing and enabling youth entrepreneurship. And what qualities are you looking for in a mentor?
That's a very good question, because at the beginning of my career, I was looking for a mentor because the startup world is very hard and difficult to adapt. And I applied for specific programs, sorry. And through that programs, I realized that I can develop professionally and personally. For example, one of the programs of European Union which helped me the most is the Erasmus program. As I told you, I studied in 4 countries. In 2 countries, I studied with Erasmus. And the importance of the mentorship while I studied in Turkey and in Norway was tremendous. The mentors made me what I am today. And a very important thing about educating the people and about the entrepreneurial side is that I gave up in 2019 at a price of 50k euro to go to study in Turkey for 1 year. I don't regret that. I think it was the best decision. And going to study abroad and have a mentor from a different country than yours, expand your networking. And going abroad and searching for a mentor, not in your country, let's think internationally, because European Union is formed by many states, 27 states. So let's find a mentor from another country. Therefore, I am keen to find some programs where you can find mentors, not from your country, from other countries. Maybe this kind of program exists, kind of Erasmus or another initiatives. Regarding the quality of the mentors, especially we as a young generation, I think we are kind of a little bit picky. I'm not sure if it's the right word, but yeah, let's say we are a little bit picky and we want very qualitative mentors. I hope I answered to your questions, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gusman. Thank you for your presentation. And we have here the 3rd finalist, who is Daniel Bachan. Daniel is in his 2nd year of a master's degree in Zagreb. He's studying spatial planning and regional development. His ambition is to become a professor of geography and would like to become a geography professor as well. As well as a published author, he is a member of the Zagreb County Youth Council, and he is also playing in Zagreb Folk Choir. Daniel Bachan.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Prague, once again from me. It is a really great honor for me to be here among the top 3 finalists and representing Croatia in this essay competition. Given very limited time, let's get straight to the point. So, just a moment. Oh. As a geographer, I want to show you some map, actually one map. To begin with, I would like to show you a map with minor sources in Europe. As you can see, most of sources of oil, gas, and uranium are located around the European Union. So, in the European Union, we really have a little bit of sources. So, it is obviously that that is one of the causes of the situation we are in today. So, we are going further. Here I have listed 5 main recommendations for young entrepreneurs, because we need to new young entrepreneurs to find best solution for energy transition from fossil fuels to renewable energy. First, and most important thing for young entrepreneurs is probably education. Just a moment. Every entrepreneur needs to learn about harmfulness of fossil fuels for the environmental, and they need to learn about importance of renewable energy. And in schools, they also will learn about, and schools, they also need to learn about education in businesses and entrepreneurships with renewable energy. The future recommendation goes toward interdisciplinarity. As a geographer, I really know how it is important for people from different professions to cooperate for the best possible results. Fossil fuels are the subject of interest for politicians, for geologists, for chemical engineers, for royal families, and others. They all need to cooperate to find best solution for energy transition. The third recommendation goes towards trust and consistency. Young entrepreneurs should not agree to bad compromises and agree to further tacit import of fossil fuels from countries that do not respect human rights and don't want to cooperate it in any area except the dirty trade of fossil fuel. Furthermore, young entrepreneurs must bring consistency and trust, and they need really encourage older colleagues to make some best possible changes in entrepreneurship, and ultimately, young entrepreneurs must be politically active. As a member of Youth Council of Zagreb country, I really know how to be a young man in politics. So young entrepreneurs must understand political decisions and be present during the making of this decision. Finally, a journey of 1,000,000 kilometers begins with one step. So the path to economy sustainability begins with a young entrepreneur in his homeland who strives to change the world. Thank you for listening.
Danielle, thank you as well. And we have here the last member of the jury, Christina, who is the winner of the previous year, and he has also a question for you.
Thank you for this presentation. It really seems that you know the topic and you are really invested in it, so thank you for showcasing all of these examples. But my question is, how do you, as a person, somehow an activist, as a politically engaged person, how do you invest in changing the world, in being a more sustainable place to live in, as a person representing the future generation?
Okay, very good question. So as I said before, I'm a member of Youth Council of Zagreb country, so I really try to put sustainable politics in a program for next year of this council. And also, as a teacher, I teach geography in primary school, and I teach children about sustainability and importance of renewable energy sources, so they can take care about our planet tomorrow, and they can bring new enterprises and enterprisership with sustainable energy.
Thank you for your answer.
Thank you, Daniel, as well. Please take your seat. I have to thank also to our members of the jury for their great questions. And I have to say from my point of view that it's very, how would I say, relieving to see that however you want to change the world, I do really trust you that you mean it. That it is already you in the new generation, that you feel our country, our villages, our green landscape as one of the most important things we should really keep in our heritage for the upcoming generations. So thank you for that, actually. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I would like to ask for the Raquel's graphic recording of these three presentations. Wow. I love those graphics. I need it in my house, you know, at home. I would place it on the refrigerator every morning and to know everybody what to do over the day. Yes, cut these. Yes, it's for me it's sustainability. Yeah, green, build a cycle of cooperation. It's there. Thank you very much. And now let's come to the most important part of the essay competition, which is the voting, actually. As we said, the calculation is easy. 50% comes from the jury and 50% comes from you audience, either being present or online. So we did already the rehearsal before, so we know actually what you should do now. Yes, scan the QR code, look for the whole C, and don't search for the salary, please. Now you won't find it there. Choose your winner to be. The name which had caught your attention, or actually the presentation of the person which caught your heart the most. Let's calculate, or let's still vote. And meanwhile, I would like to talk to Christina. Christina, how have you changed, or what has changed in your life since you won this competition?
Lots has changed actually. I have switched my professional field because before the competition I was pursuing a career in the communication field. I was an editor, working in a PR agency, all of these things connected to the medias and communications. And currently I'm a project manager in an academy which helps people to develop their entrepreneurial and professional skills. It was not such a drastic change. However, the competition made me realize that this topic is more interesting for me, and I can put my creative output there, and I can change people's perspective in a better way than what I have done in my previous professional role. So here we are today. Actually, I have told the participants that this competition opens a lot of doors because of the contacts that you can make here, but not only. You have opportunity to see how the ecosystem works and to gain a lot of knowledge for the ecosystem itself.
I would say the networking is the key thing for everybody, because if you are locked in your own shell, you can't do anything or not much. How do we see our voting? Are we through, or are we still voting online? Or audience has made their votes clear? Am I right? Are we done? Oof, are you ready? Everybody ready, especially you three there. Well, so Igor, can you please go to the lectern, get the envelope from our beautiful lady, and announce the winner of the Youth Competition SME Assembly 2021.
So, and the winner is Victoria.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Congratulations. I would like the last year's winner to hand you the
winner. Congratulations.
Thank you, and the stage is again yours.
Thank you very much for all your votes, and thanks to the jury as well. So the core of my whole essay was cooperation, and these past 3 days, it was really great to see the SME world coming together and doing something, doing a lot for a better and greener future. So it was already an honor to be here, and on top of that, winning this essay competition is wonderful. So thank you very much again for all your votes.
Victoria, lots of congratulations, and I hope that this winning will also open many doors to you in the future, as it has happened to Christina. And I hope to see you here, maybe not here, but in the different country on the SME Assembly 2023. Congratulations. And ladies and gentlemen, this is all for now. We already know the winner, and we have a few minutes to refresh ourselves, and then at 11:30 we'll be back here with the policy conclusions of this assembly. So see you later at 11:30. And thanks for the jury, for the votes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.